So you're probably wondering, are they going to talk about the spoilers from the next episode? No. We have kept ourselves pure, kind of. Uh, and we have not actually watched the next episode. Sort of. If you paid attention to the show, I am the Ruthless Wonder, not a Ruthless Wonder, aka Nahario Dane. I'm here with the Revanchist himself. Glad to have you back, brother.
Yo.
And we are here to talk about Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5, Eastwatch. But, you also know that we are very much into crazy theories and are perfectly fine talking about things like leaked scripts before. So you should know by now that last episode and the episode before that, we talked about these crazy leaks that had come out and how batshit ridiculous the ideas in them might be. Well, so far, those leaks have been somewhere in the 70 to 90% accuracy. And so we don't really need to watch the episode early. We already knew it was coming.
We know. We know all the things.
We drink and we know things.
I am the three-eyed raven.
So
I've seen it all.
You know, I want to.
You were beautiful.
I want to get to this episode that was a little less crazy than the stuff that we've been hearing. So the first thing I want to get to is actually the first thing. The smartest thing I have ever heard out of any character in the entire fucking series. And that's Bronn talking about the fucking dragons.
Oh yeah.
Like, yo, he basically said, yo, I'm out of here. Like,
that was my favorite scene. You're fucked. Don't you mean we're fucked? No, our partnership ends at dragons.
Like, this is over when the bitch has dragons. Like, what are you talking about? We're not fighting a fucking dragon, Jamie. Chill.
Yeah, that was great.
And Jamie's like, there was only one of them. So? That's a dragon. I hit it with the biggest arrow known to man, and it still burned up everyone around me. Like, the fact that we're both not dead is a miracle, and you need to chill.
Oh, God, that was just, like, the most amazing thing ever. For once, some logic. Nope, fuck you. I'm a mercenary. I am not paid nowhere near enough to deal with bitch with dragons.
You don't pay me enough for fucking dragons, bro. Chill. Like, go home to your sister wife and
tell your nephew son I said hello.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, chill the fuck out. Now, of all the things, I have to say, I told you so to our crowd of listeners and onlookers. I told you so. I told you all this. What was that? Season 4? Season 5? It had to be like 5. It had to be 5 because I don't think we started in 4. So in season 5, I told you people that Dany is more her father than you think she is.
I remember that episode.
And
we were talking about it season 5. Yeah, we were talking about how she was going to get to Westeros and it was going to turn out that they had painted her as this amazing person and then she was really going to be batshit crazy. Like, she's just going to get there and start burning people up all Targaryen style and then everyone's going to be shitting themselves.
She's going to be feeding people to dragons or burning them alive. And people are still going to be like, but she's so cool with the dragons.
Yeah, and when
no, she's really the villain.
Yeah, when you presented that options, Daenerys just shrugged and went, why not both?
Oh, this is ridiculous. So the Tarleys get, like, absolutely fucking, like, barbecued. I can't even say barbecue. Like, their bodies no longer exist. Like,
they became the stuff that fuels the barbecue.
I can make some great charcoal briquettes out of them. Yeah. But that was a funny callback. So, okay. I'm not asking you to remember this because I know very few people do. But do you remember way back in the first season when Robert was talking to Ned about, like, his first kill, and he was like, it was a stupid Tarly boy.
Yeah.
And then after he was like, now the Tarly's been there, like everyone else. Like, I was like, wait, hold on. Did they do this on purpose? Have they actually been reading their own material? Wait a second.
My God. It might actually matter.
They were doing some weird callbacks in this episode. Um, of course, the whole Gilly thing, which we'll get to in a second.
Oh,
Which
yeah, now that you mention it, there was some weird callbacks in this episode.
there's a lot of very weird callbacks and references, obviously. Yeah, not all
I
callbacks,
just remembered one. But Jon Snow.
we're definitely gonna get to Superman here in a minute.
Jon Snow.
Superman. I said it right. Superman.
Yeah, he's Jon Snow.
So, the S in Stark means hope. So, I wanted to. I loved all of course, the references to as they were, sort of dealing with getting to King's Landing to try and pull off this secret meeting. I loved everything about that.
What I
found
don't
something.
like is how they cut the reunion scene between Tyrion and Bronn. They decided not to actually film it, apparently. That was
Yeah,
in an article I just read today.
because they've been apart almost as long as him and Jamie have been apart. Technically, slightly longer.
Yeah. Apparently, according to the actor who plays Bronn, there was supposed to be a tearful reunion scene between Tyrion and Bronn that, for whatever reason, they decided not to film.
Because it's not like we want more of these shows. It's not like we don't want more Tyrion and Braun, the original fucking duo for this shit. Oh man, and that's never gonna happen again. Like I need you to know that that's never gonna happen again. They're never gonna be in the same place again. One of them is going to die, or Braun just might not show up ever again.
Bronn just fucks off back to Essos.
Dude, Braun's like, fuck this, I'm out. Like,
Danny can't hear with the dragons. I'm going to Essos where there are no dragons.
Give me all the money. I hear this guy in Marine is really cool. I'm gonna go hang out in his kingdom.
Yeah.
That would be the greatest thing ever. If Braun, if like the last episode, like you get a quick check in with Braun and he's just chilling in Marine with Dario Naharis. Like, I would so love that moment. Like, perfect. The two of them ruling Marine. Like, dude, we're fucking sellswords. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, so yeah, so we get John's like moment with Drogon, which I felt was good and bad. Okay. Here's what I really wanted with this scene, because there's nothing much else to talk about. Jamie freaks out. They go back to King's Landing. The stuff happens. When Drogon drops in and he boops him on the nose like a puppy, I wanted them to either not have that scene, or all three dragons do the same thing.
Well, I mean, we read how it was supposed to go in the script outline, and I was disappointed that it got reduced to just booping Drogon on the snoot.
Yeah. He boops Drogon, and I guess that's enough because Drogon's the alpha dragon. But I really wanted that to be all three dragons just kind of like landing and go and like sniffing him like puppies, like a literally like herd of puppies. Just, well, Big Puppy likes you. I guess I'm gonna like you. And he just like pets them all. He's just like, I could get used to this. He looks up at Daenerys. The difference between me and you? I make this look good.
I still like the meme I saw where Drogon was looking at Jon Snow, and it's like when Daddy comes home.
The dragons know, which of course means that Tyrion is now definitely half Targaryen.
I mean, that's a good point. They were able to boop the dragons successfully. Also, another funny meme I saw was Jon Snow standing there in front of the dragon, and it had Tyrion's words on there. I'm here to help your mom. Don't eat the help.
Oh, but no, like that's the thing that gets me. It's like, all right. So somebody said earlier this week in their review. Obviously, I watch a lot of people's reviews as well as, of course, obviously do ours. But somebody said earlier this week in their review, Game of Thrones season 7 is fan fiction.
I
Like
mean,
we
I can
we
agree with that.
Game of Thrones has kind of been fan fiction, but it is now completely fan fiction because we don't give a fuck about time. We don't give a fuck about distance. We could give two shits about anything that was said earlier in the fucking series. Now we're just gonna give you fan service and fan fiction. This is what we think you want from us. And they couldn't be more wrong. I actually would have loved to have had this whole episode be about Tyrion getting into King's Landing with with Davos, finding Braun, convincing Braun after a long ass conversation to get Jamie and the plan and sneaking him down there, and obviously Davos going to get and dealing with all of that stuff, and literally like that's the whole episode, and at the end they go back and John's like about to announce this plan because the Raven arrived. Like if they had spent all the time on that, I would have loved that. But we got a whole lot of extra shit in here. And I think if this had been a full 10 episode season, like that would have been the only thing we saw from the Daenerys storyline section. Like it would have been all we saw. But whatever. So the Ravens show up. Because Bran sees, like Bran takes, just like the leak said, 20 fucking Ravens, and Bran sees all the Ravens, takes all the Ravens, lets them see the Night's King and everybody, and he says, "Send the fucking Ravens," and somehow faster than an email, they get to Dragonstone, which is as far away from Winterfell as Marine is from like Dorne, basically.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I like how the Ravens are kind of like his UAV, and then Night King just looks at him and they go away, and then he's like, "Send the Ravens," and then suddenly, instantly, everyone's reading the letters.
Yeah, like it took
Like
no time.
it is better. It's the best it's ever been. They've gotten high speed T1 cable now.
And I'll buy that maybe the Ravens that they sent out were also controlled by Bran, and so they knew exactly where to go. Like he planted in their minds, kind of thing. Like I'll buy that. I'll even give them that much credit, even though they don't make any reference to that. I'll give them that one. We'll just let that rock. But they got everywhere instantaneously. Instantaneously. There's no difference in time.
Yep. It's depressing.
And then, of course, Arya tries to outsneak Littlefinger.
Yeah, we know that didn't work.
Well, I was glad it didn't work, but they let that play a little bit too much. Like I can already see what they're really doing. She doesn't actually. She sees what's going on with Littlefinger, and she's gonna be mad at Sansa, but she's really doing this to be a trap so that she can get a reason to kill Littlefinger. You know what I mean? Like,
Fourth dimensional mental chest.
it's not even 4D chess. This is such bullshit. She's just gonna kill him. Like, and I don't know why they did. I don't know why. At this point, whatever he's really doing in the books, which is what I think might actually be the real ending for the series, whatever he's really doing in the books, at this point, they're not gonna have him do on the show. So you might as well kill him.
Kill him dead.
Like, why? Seriously, like, what is Littlefinger alive for now?
I mean, I have a feeling they're building up to killing him this season.
Yeah. Because what's he alive for? Like, what benefit do you get with Littlefinger alive at this point? I haven't seen any.
Really, there was nothing. I'm confused as to why he's even technically still in the show. He's not really doing anything at all this season, except
Bronyon Royce is in control of the Vale Army, and he's there for Sansa because he's figuring he's going to get rewarded, even though they haven't talked about any rewards. Whatever. So you got that. Sweet Robin is chilling in the Vale and will give Sansa whatever she wants, which is why she should marry him. And there's really not much intrigue to do because Cersei knows that you're helping Sansa Stark now. So unless you're going to try and kill her for Cersei, why are you here, bro?
I think he's like trying to work this game where Sansa will kill all the other Starks and he'll get to have sex with Sansa.
But he said what he wants. He wants the Iron Throne and her. Well, he should take his army south because no one is fucking like in King. There are no troops left to defend to King's Landing from the entirety of the Vale. Like, even if we give them a conservative estimate, the Vale has somewhere around, we'll call it 30,000 troops at this point, right? They attacked with something like 60, but we'll say half of them died fighting the Boltons. So 30,000 troops. The Lannisters only have 10, well, only had 10, and those 10 like also were killed during fighting the Reach, which means we'll say conservatively they lost 2,000. That's 30 to 8.
I no idea.
He could take
Nothing
King's Landing right now.
nothing in Westeros makes sense anymore.
somewhere the spoiler group that I'm in for Game of Thrones. Shout out to them; they're really cool people. We might actually watch together on Sunday. But somewhere out there, like they are going, wait, this doesn't make any sense. How the fuck is he not? No one knows. Like John understands that 30,000 Vale Knights isn't enough to stop the Night's King, which I totally agree. But even with all that, you have enough to take King's Landing. Why are you there? You don't give a fuck about the Night's King. And you have all the money. Like, all the money. The reason the crown is in debt is because Littlefinger stole all the money. And Littlefinger knows he stole all the money. He could hire the Golden Company. He has all the money.
Yeah. But again, it doesn't make any sense. Why he wanted to take over the throne, and now that he has the chance to do so, he has the army. He has the largest army basically still standing in Westeros after Dany nuked the freaking Lannisters, apparently. He just take everything, but he's just like sitting there slowly stroking himself under his robes while staring at Sansa.
Yeah. Hell, like, imagine this scenario. Littlefinger takes all the Vale Knights and says, listen, Bronn John, I got an idea. We're going to make some stuff happen. Watch this. John, Sansa, I know you all have secured the North, and I'm happy to come back and help with the Night's King, but you have an enemy to the south I can handle. Give us leave, and the Vale will go take King's Landing and dethrone Cersei and Jaime, and you'll never have to worry about them as we come back to fight the Night's King. And in the meantime, he's ahead of time. Hey, Cersei, I'm about to backstab the Starks. I'm coming down to King's Landing to resupply. Hook me up, and we got this. He gets let in the gates because, of course, Jaime's going to let him in because Cersei's stupid and she commands Jaime. Whatever. So he gets inside the gates of King's Landing and massacres everything. When?
Yeah,
he beats Daenerys, who at this point can't win a fight, because her army is for some reason still in Casterly Rock.
Casterly Rock. They are having the most extravagant rager ever. I mean, she's still got the Dothraki.
She's got the Dothraki.
Which, by the way, how exactly did she work that? Because she came back to Dragonstone by herself. Is there just now an entire Dothraki Khalasar just roaming around Westeros, pillaging?
It's roaming across to get back to the boats and get on the boats to go back to Dragonstone, I guess. Because that has to be the way that they did it in the first place. But, like, who gives a shit about the Dothraki? If you're inside the walls of King's Landing, the Dothraki are bullshit by comparison. We're not coming outside. We'll siege you. No, the fuck you won't, because you could have sieged Karth and you never did it. Like, I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. And like I said, somebody somewhere right now is listening to this going, man, Why does this have to make so much sense? Yes, people, this makes too much fucking sense. All right, so we of course had the return of Gendry, which I want to say I love that that Davos referenced the I thought you still might be rowing because
Yes.
every fan of this series has been talking about how long Genji has been rowing that fucking boat. Oh damn it! They, somebody put up a photo of, of Arnold Schwarzenegger rowing a rowboat. They said Genji after 4 seasons of fucking rowing.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! Which was great. I just I loved it, and and then of course him with the fermented crab at the boat trying to
Yes.
like when you, and of course you sent me the message. Did he just invent Viagra? I'm like yeah, basically he did. Basically what happened. Uh
Hey, I need some fermented crab.
fermented crab
If it lasts longer than 4 hours, seek a medical professional.
lasts longer than 4 hours. Buy another whore. Like what? Hold on, where's this come from? But that and like if you're gonna talk about MVPs of Game of Thrones, Davos has to be in like top five because it, not only has he been in warrior situations, but he gives you like really true like he's a fucking actor. Like I've forgotten the gentleman that plays him, but that man is acting in every scene. Like he will make you laugh. He can make you fucking cry. Like oh man, when he picks up oh fuck when he picks up the stag that's all charred and burned up last season.
Yeah.
When we still gave a shit about the show. Uh,
Yeah.
like, and like he's both angry and like entirely like distraught sadness. I was like, oh my god, I'm so why am I so close to crying right now? I can't look at the screen. Like he really has it. So like there are a few characters that are like that, and he's definitely like I said, he's like top five for me as far as the show.
Yes. Sadly,
Um,
he will probably die.
I don't think so. I think that little joke of his about, and we're gonna get to that in a second now. That joke of his about don't listen to me. I've just lived to be a very old age.
Oh god, I forgot about that one. Was great.
Like I think that's our hit. He's gonna fucking live. Like of all the people to die, he's not the one. Oh man. So before we get to that though, Jamie goes back to Cersei. All right. So this is the big question.
I do have a picture I am going to share to you that adequately describes my feelings about the show so far.
Hmm, what's this? Okay. So the photo he sent me, I can't show it to you guys because this is fucking hilarious. He sent this to me over Facebook. It showed the distance traveled since Hardhome, and it shows John versus the White Walkers. To be fair, in proper distance, John has. All right, let's give some people some real world equivalents here. So, if you were to put this together, the White Walkers have gone from New York to Philadelphia. Okay, walking, mind you, New York to Philadelphia. John has flown to London, um, taken a boat to Ireland, um, gone all the way to Morocco, uh, then turned back and gone back to London. Gone most of the way to China, probably stopping somewhere around like what's like Mumbai, India, basically. Turn back, come all the way back twice. Like Jon Snow has basically looped the Earth in the amount of time that they've taken to walk from New York to Philly.
It's just great. That's all I'm gonna say about it. It's like he's gone all over Westeros, and they've gone like maybe 100,
Let
200
me see.
miles.
Let me see if I can get this into another page so you guys can see this. This might actually be possible. All right.
I
Yeah.
mean, I can link you to the picture directly.
Boom. So that's you guys can see it now. That's the distance difference. Now remember, this is Winterfell. The distance from here to King's Landing down here, because the way maps are drawn, is bad. But this distance is actually the same. This distance here is the same distance as from here to here. Like these are basically the same distance. It's just that on the map they're done differently because people who make maps tend to determine how far things are, not necessarily what they really are. That's inside joke for you, intelligent people in the crowd. But yeah, that's what we got now. That's what we're dealing with. This is ridiculous. So
So, I mean, on the upside, if they do breach the wall, it's looking like it's going to be a decent amount of time before they actually do anything.
well, I would imagine if they do breach
Because,
the
I mean,
wall.
you've also got to keep in mind that in the time that it's taken them to walk from Hardhome to Eastwatch, Daenerys literally did all of her stuff in Essos, got together an armada, drove her armada over here.
Well, but it's a question of are they moving, and actually that's we can get into that right now. The thing is, all right, so they're moving slowly, but is that because they're north of the wall and it's the terrain? Because once you get south of the wall, it's a lot easier to move. I mean, you have the King's Road going all the way to the wall,
Well, that's why they're
so they
called
can
White
move
Walkers and
even
not
faster.
White Runners or White Joggers.
But I mean, like terrain wise, even if you're walking, you still got to deal with all the
know.
different stuff.
No, it's just the top comment on the picture is, well, that's
Oh
why they're
God,
called, that's why they're the White Walkers and not the White Runners or even the White Joggers.
no. So like that. I mean, that's gonna be a thing.
Oh, that's right. They also took a detour to the Blood Raven's cave.
No, that was before Hardhome.
Was it?
Oh
I
wait,
thought that was after.
I guess that
I
was
thought that was
after.
after
That
Hardhome.
was after. I take that back. Yeah. So they went all the way back up to Blood Raven's Cave, which is very far north.
Oh my God.
Still,
There's also a distance traveled since season 1, episode 1, Daenerys versus White Walkers.
that's gonna be ridiculous. Let's not even get into that right now. We will be here all time. So, and one other thing, since we're dealing with the Gendry Davos situation, I did think it was funny that uh, apparently that the actor who was the Gold Cloak, like the one that the first, like the tall one, that's actually the same guy who plays Ned in the earlier seasons when they did the play.
Oh wow. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. His name's Kevin Eldon. He's a British comedian. He was in Hot Fuzz.
Huh.
Yeah, real funny. So I did love that Gendry uses a warhammer. Um, I just love the fucking warhammer. Like, if it's a medieval setting and I get to pick a weapon in a game, I pick a warhammer. It's just more fun.
Good old Warhammer.
Yeah, man. And some games are dicks. They'll let you take two of them, take two short armed ones, and use them both one handed. So I can dual wield warhammers. Like, let's go. But Cersei is apparently pregnant, according to her. I don't know that I believe her. Well, no, I guess I do believe her. I do believe her because there's the trailer for the season has that very interesting scene with her that clearly must now be a reference to the baby. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Should we talk about it? Should we let him? Should we tell him? Because like it kind of does spoil some stuff. It is in the trailer though.
I don't know. I thought we weren't going to get into the spoilers.
Well, it's not into the leaked. We're not getting into the leaked episodes, but this hasn't been shown yet in the leaked episode. It's in the trailer for the season that they showed at the beginning.
Okay, sure. Huh,
Fuck it. All right. So if you folks remember back to the season 7 trailer, there is a scene where Cersei wakes up in a bed of blood. Uh, and that means one of two things. Either somehow we get 9 months compressed into one episode, or much more
Wouldn't
likely,
put it past them.
this baby is real and she loses the baby at some point during episode 7 of this season. I wouldn't put past them either, but I think since Gilly's baby should then be 5 years old and he still looks like a 2-year-old, that they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Uh, but that of course, I would have liked for it to not be real. I would like for the baby to be fake, and that maybe the bed of blood is really just a thing to keep Jamie on the right side. Because, go with me here for a second. I think it's more interesting for Cersei to be conspiring with Qyburn to keep Jamie on her side via trickery.
Yeah.
If she's lying to him about the baby, and Qyburn's like, no, I can definitely make sure that when you're ready, we can do the fake bleeding so that so that it looks like you lost the baby, and that's what the discussion they were having was, and that she's been doing all this to manipulate him because she knows no one's gonna follow her, but they'll follow her if Jamie's there with her, because at this point, that's all she has. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be a really smart method of of keeping her scheming and keeping it interesting. But I feel like they're just gonna go straight forward. I feel like she's gonna try and she is pregnant and it's a real baby and she loses said baby and
I think that would require more nuance than they're willing to put into the show at this point.
That's true.
I think it's going to turn out to be a real baby because, I mean, we're not exactly dealing with the high-handed plots and high intrigue of the earlier seasons lately. It's all been pretty on the nose.
Yeah, speaking of on-the-nose bullshit, Gilly finds out that Rhaegar got an annulment
just casually
from his wife.
Casually. He's like, oh, just flipping through this book. Did you know the High Sept Maynard recorded all of his shits? Oh, by the way, it says here that he gave an annulment and performed a secret marriage at the same time for a Prince Rhaegar and Dorne. And Sam's just like, fuck it, I'm tired of your shit. I'm going back north.
Yeah, which...
Sam stumbles upon the greatest secret in all of Westeros and has a breakdown about fucking High Sept Maynard's steps and shits and
the question is, did they take the book with him? Did they take the book with him?
I don't know.
And I feel like they had to have, because the show doesn't do nuance anymore.
Probably.
And Sam, hearing her say that, should have recognized what she was saying. Because he corrected her on Rhaegar's name, and then says annulment, and he's like annulment. It's when a husband sets aside his wife. And he didn't put the two together. Like, that's gonna happen like on the cart ride. That even though it took them a full season plus to get all the way down there, it's gonna take an episode to get back.
Yeah, one episode later, he's at the wall with Gilly, and he's got like a fucking dragon on the back of the cart.
He's not going to the wall.
Fucking dragon.
He's going to Winterfell. I guarantee you, he's going to Winterfell.
I'm just saying, it'd be hilarious to see him roll up to the wall, and he's just got a dragon. I raised a fucking dragon. Took me one episode.
Oh my god. So yeah, and yeah, we talked about Arya being an idiot. So now let's get to the best part.
Has no brain anymore.
The best parts, because I love this shit. All right, so Jon, Gendry, Davos, and Jorah for some. Okay, I know Jorah just got back there, but why the fuck is Jorah? Whatever. We'll do. It's not important. He's not important. He's gonna die, people. Like he's either gonna die or outlive everyone. Like that's Jorah's only possibilities, is outliving everyone or dying. Like, and there's nothing funnier for me than the idea that Jorah could literally watch Daenerys die in his arms.
You were my friend.
Yes, and she's gonna be like, "You were my greatest friend." You bitch! Like, I love it. He is king of the friend zone. Uh, oh my god, I love it. I love everything about it. That's
Gift of
why
his
I hope
lord,
he lives.
king of the friend zone.
Like, I hope he lives because he has gone through legitimate physical pain on multiple occasions just to get back to her over and over again, only to watch her die. Oh, and let it be in the fight between her dragon and like and like her like no, even better. Let it be because she's turned evil, and so Ghost has to rip her throat out or some shit. Like, oh, I would be all over it. Oh, oh, you would. Oh my god, I would buy that shit on Blu-ray and send out copies as Christmas gifts, people. Like, I need you to understand how much I'd be in love with this shit. Um, but so all of them they head north, and they realize they got to meet the rest of the D&D party, and so they link up at Eastwatch. They link up at Eastwatch with
He
Thoros.
pulls out his +2 sword. Whoosh.
Hey, listen, they clearly have bags of holding because I don't know how the fuck they're trekking north with no backpacks. Like, what? So, but yeah, so you've got Jorah, you've got John, you've got Gendry, you got Davos. Then you add in Barrick, which is fucking great because his sword's still flaming. The Hound and Thoros, plus Tormund and some red shirts. Um, so I don't know what the fuck that they're going to be doing. I noticed Davos didn't go out with them on the trek. He just went north with them. So I'm assuming he's just the ride back home. But I think that's awesome. They, of course, asked about Brienne, which, of course, Tormund asked about Brienne. Like, this is fan fiction. Brienne and Tormund are going to end up hooking up before this is over. I need you guys to understand this shit.
Yes.
Like, you don't have
Yes,
an
needs to
option.
happen.
There is no option. Like, this is really going to happen. So they head out, and that's our last shot. Our last shot is the D&D party, leaving from the city to go dungeon delve and bring home a white. Like,
Yeah, but
oh my
yes.
god, they are literally
Throwbacks.
fighting the Prince of Frost.
John.
I just realized they're fighting the actual Prince of Frost, like the
John,
D&D
before
Prince of
he
Frost.
departs. Yes. Before he departs, John tells Daenerys, I wish you good fortune in your wars to come. Same exact
Which means he's gonna
thing Sir
die.
Arthur Dane said to Ned Stark at the Tower of Joy.
Yeah, it's said over and over again. Like, every time someone says that to someone, they die.
Yeah.
On this show, every time that's said, they die. Oddly enough, painted as a villain. Ned's the only one that is not initially painted as a villain, but he becomes painted as a villain before he dies. I'm just saying, Daenerys is the real villain.
Oh,
Night's
they
King is
put
your
enough.
friend.
They put enough in my heart. I just read the spoilers for episode 7.
Don't tell the people the spoilers.
I'm not
The
going.
night
I'm
is
not going to tell them.
the night is dark and full
I'm
of
not. I'm
spoilers. Melisandre's
not
going to
going to tell them.
return. Melisandre's going to return. She's going to bring Daenerys back from the dead at the end, so that she can marry John. Because that's how this works. Uh, because the show is fan fiction. I, I'm in a happy mood about the show because it's paying off a lot of stuff that I wanted to see. But it's gone so bonkers. I'm really fucking angry at the show. Like, I'm really done. I'm just it makes me angry. Like, I'm happy right now, and I'm talking in a happy fashion, but I really fucking hate the show right now. It's showing me all the cool stuff I want and giving me the exact opposite when it comes to how we get there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, everything about this is right, except for how we get to it. John meeting the dragons, perfect, perfect. Uh, Daenerys trying to understand what it means to rule by while making mistakes and being a flawed character, perfect. But how they get to these things is just fucking wrong. Just fucking wrong. Jamie and Braun and Tyrion all meeting up again. Perfect. How they got there, horrible. And I know we've been going. We are really going to wrap up here in a few minutes. I'm not gonna keep us here too long, but it bothers me like entirely. I cannot really explain how much I get annoyed by the stuff it's doing right now. And folks, yeah, like watch the show, wrap it up. I would hate for this to be one of those things where you just come to Game of Thrones this season. Like none of this would make sense otherwise. But and tell me if you feel like this. Does it feel like to you that they have turned into complete traditional television? Like there's none of the nuance and subtlety that used.
That's the problem I've had with season 7 is like it's good TV, but that's all it is. It's just typical television. There's none of the deep focus on the characters or the intrigue and the plotting that we had in the earlier seasons. Like arcs are quickly started, tossed away, abandoned, recycled, blasted through in one episode. It's just a mad dash to the finish line.
Yeah, like what was it? I was gonna say this. Um, when you look at this season, this this is one of those seasons. This is a season that, to me, if a Walking Dead fan said that The Walking Dead was better than Game of Thrones, based only on this season, I would agree with them. Because right now, the things that they're doing are the kind of shit that Walking Dead does better. Does that make sense?
Including The Walking Dead.
What's up?
Including The Walking Dead.
Yeah, like everything that they're doing with the White Walkers and the Whites, everything they're doing with the dragons, like it's good if your standard is The Walking Dead. But right now, The Walking Dead is doing this kind of shit better. And that wasn't the case. Seasons 1 to 4, 5 gets kind of iffy, but 1 to 4 were the best thing television has ever done. Like, those were 10 movies every year. You know what I mean? Like, every single season was 10 movies worth of intrigue. You had your sexuality, you had your violence, because you got to have some violence and conflict, but you had this like genius level intellectual plotting and nuance, and there was subtlety. Like, don't get me wrong, there's shit like Sansa gets abused by every person that she runs into, apparently, that wasn't related to her. But you at least could go, but the rest of the season, they're doing this shit right. And even that didn't get crazily out of hand until season 5. This is what's been going on here. Like, it's lost that. All of that's gone. This doesn't feel like a whole season. It feels like one episode.
Pretty much, it's the mad dash to the finish line. Like there's no where before you'd have like one plot that would stretch out through the entire season. It's just a mash of plots. Every episode is like its own little mini season.
Yeah, it feels like the last hour and a half of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King,
Yeah.
where it's just like 19 bajillion different endings.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like. Hi,
Like I
we're
said,
going to spend the next hour and a half giving you every ending because we can't think of one.
Like there's no coherent plot structure that it used to have when it was based on the books. Now it's weekly TV.
Yeah. And it's by two showrunners, excuse me, because there's a bunch of writers, but it's by two showrunners who clearly don't understand how to do what Martin was doing.
Sadly.
And we're all the worse for it. But I'm not going to get into a Bushmill soaked like angry scree about Game of Thrones for 2 hours. We're going to get out of here. What thing are you most looking forward to next season?
The end.
Besides that, what thing are you most looking forward to next season happening during next season?
Epic battle between dragons and whites.
I gotta say the thing I'm looking most forward to.
We all know it's the end.
Well, yeah, but besides that, I want to see, and I think this is what's gonna happen. I think that Cersei's gonna bite it at Jamie's hand, his
Yeah, I think
golden
they're
hand.
building up to that.
Like his golden hand is going to beat her physical face in, or choke her, whichever one they want to go with. But I'm looking forward to that moment where Jamie realizes he's been getting fucked over by his sister, like that she's been manipulating him all his life, and
Yeah.
he just fucking snaps. Like that. If they want to do fan fiction for me, that's the fan fiction I want. I want Jamie Lannister just realizing like all the shit she's done to him and how this has fucked over their entire family, his relationship with his father, his relationship with his brother, his own chance at happiness. His like everything needs to be done like why the entire world fucking hates him for siding with her, and he just snaps, and all he hears in his brain is just like, she's the Mad Queen, she's just like Eris, and then just starts choking the fucking life out of her with his golden hand as she just like beats at it to try and pull it off her, but she can't because it's too fucking heavy. Like that would make oh.
Okay, calm down
I
with
would be like,
your fan fiction.
you know that episode of South Park where where Cartman feeds that kid his parents as chili and like then starts drinking his tears. Like that would be me. Mm, yes, like that would be me the whole fucking episode if
Okay,
that happened.
okay, calm down. Let's wrap it up.
So, like, because it would be evocative.
You can publish your fan fiction later tonight.
So we're gonna get out of here, folks. We will see you, of course, next time after we've all watched the episode. We actually may be a little bit earlier in the week next time. We just had it was a really weird week for both of us. We were kind of busy again, so we'll see what we can do about that. But we will catch y'all next time. I'm
Clearly,
Vivian
we're gonna
Slaughter.
do it Sunday after the show. No promises, though. No,
Oh, man.
don't ignore me. I know nothing.
That could totally be a thing. We could do that. That could be a thing. So we will talk to y'all soon. Catch you guys on the next episode. For now, though, bye bye.
Goodbye.